Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dreams a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
This is Gary with Cruising Scene with Travel in Between, and Helping Hands for Cruising is having a cruise-a-thon right this weekend. So I wrote this song to help raise money for people that either financially or physically can't afford or physically get on a cruise ship themselves. So this is something that I wrote, and I hope you all enjoy it. Just having fun, laying on the beach. We're getting some sun, living the cruising scene. Gotta say it feels good, 'cause we're living our dream. Gotta raise some money, this cruise-a-thon. Get somebody to come along on a trip they'll always remember their whole life long. Helping Hands for cruising is what I'm singing about, and finding somebody that's never been out. On a plane, on a boat, on a beach, somewhere down south. Yeah, we can make it happen, just donate now. So click that button, then figure it out. 5, 10, or 20 or more, please come on now. And we're all having fun, laying on the beach. We're getting some sun, living the cruising scene. Gotta say it feels good, 'cause we're living our dream. Gotta say it feels good, 'cause we're living our dream. Hey guys, please donate now. Thank you for watching.
Well, good day, folks. Welcome aboard, and nice to have you here. As you can see from the caption behind me, we've got our 4th recipient right now on a cruise ship. So, woohoo, we're excited about that. And really, really, really glad that this is all happening. All right, let's have a look first in the chat. G'day, friends. Not dropping in tonight. Not feeling the best mentally. Stuff is getting me down at the moment, mate. That's not good. That's not good at all. We wish you better. And by the way, Nick, by the way, Joe, you didn't have my permission. So you've got to write me an apology in triplicate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Get better, mate. We need you down under. Nick, hey Sean, 6 months to Germany. Woohoo! And then you will be coming back with this very funny accent, which what Mr. Hadarian speaks, spaghetti ice and all that sort of stuff. Now, I can quite happily say spaghetti ice because I know that, he's not going to be around, is young Mr. Darian. He won't be around because he's still in bed asleep. He would probably be making bucket loads of comments on this after he's listened to it. But truth of the matter is, well, folks, he's not awake yet. I know his wife, Colleen, would probably keep him in bed. Okay, so let me start the ball rolling by saying I know there's a few people who are not feeling very well. Those people, I wish you all a speedy recovery and only good things happen. There are some people across the pond that are currently getting themselves organized after all the hurricanes that have been going on, so they're busy through the cleanup. So my prayers are with you guys. G'day, Marjorie. You want to know something exciting, Marjorie? Roxy is currently on board the cruise ship. She went on earlier on this morning our time, which was yesterday your time. So she's probably still snoozing on board her very first cruise in the cabin, not on the cabin, in the cabin. So here, cheers. This is my cup of coffee for the morning, here, or your morning, my evening. Here's cheers to all the people who are on board that cruise. It is the Carnival Breeze that sailed out of Galveston this morning my time, last night, yesterday afternoon everybody else's time. And I don't know if you folks managed to see Roxanne's live that she put up, but she put up a live stream of the sail away party, and I want to tell you, it looked absolutely fantastic, and she looked like she was having an absolute ball. So that was really exciting to see, and hey, we just want to keep it going. So that's all the good news. Roxanne's on board that cruise. It's going from Galveston to Progresso to Cozumel and then back to Galveston again. Amy was on there. Mark-Alan was on there. Sharon and Gary from the cruising scene were on there. And Troy and his lovely wife from Camp Maintenance Guy, they were all on board that cruise. And I believe, V and Steve were also on board that cruise. So they're going to be having the most absolute ball. And we cannot wait for when they return all the video that's going to come up so that we can have that video up on our show as well as on the channel. It will be really exciting. So let's move on from here. So now we've got this cruise up and running. Amy put in a lot of time to get it going, and they all got some really cool T-shirts, which was great to see. The next cruise that we've got coming up, and by the way, that was Gary singing that song. No, there isn't a cruiseathon this weekend, but he wrote that song for a specific cruiseathon. And if you folks tapped in there, please, by all means, go ahead, donate if you wish. We are changing things a little bit on the US side. You'll see a QR code. Now, this QR code is going to change, and the reason why it's going to change is currently we are using PayPal to accept donations. We will be changing over to Zephy, and we're hoping that in the short space of time, Zephy will be able to replace PayPal as well. By the way, for Australia, that is, replace PayPal for Australia. By the way, if your funds are coming in through the PayPal account, awesome. They will continue. We will continue to keep the PayPal account anyway, but they will continue to come on in. However, Zephy is a slightly different system, and that'll allow us to take donations straight into the bank account, which would be absolutely awesome. I know there are a couple of people out there. I think Bernays is one of them who does not like to put things through a credit card, whatever. They want to just basically pay the money directly into the bank account, and that is what the Zephy account will do. Marjorie is saying that Roxanne is an awesome dancer during the sail away. Yes, she was a brilliant dancer during the sail away. I actually got to watch it, and then I had to quit because I had to go to work. Because it is Tuesday evening here at 8 p.m. So that was, unfortunately, I had to pull the pin and go to work. I couldn't watch the whole thing. But when I came back home, I did actually watch the rest of it on the replay, and it was awesome. Watching her, just so excited. The face was all lit up. Gary was wheeling himself around on his wheelchair, which was awesome. He was doing some donuts. Shaz was fussing around everybody, as was Michael Ann. So that was brilliant to see. And we know that when they come back home, Roxy will have the biggest smile on her face, because I know exactly what Carnival are like, and I know exactly what Amy's like, and Michael Ann, and all the others that are on the cruise. So there we go. Now, a bit of heads up for you folk. We have had a bit of a change to the board, as you all aware. Last week we had both Jennifer and Andrew call it quits, and Chris and Liz call it quits. Both for family reasons, and we fully understand that. We did get some updates. We did get Stephen V come on into the board, which is really exciting. So now we've got 2 Canadians, and we've got 2 Americans, that being Ross and Dewey, and we have 1 Aussie at the moment. And we hope to have some more Aussies and some more other peoples coming on board. It will be absolutely amazing if we can get even numbers spread around, because at the end of the day, what we want is, we would like Helping Hands for Cruising to be in each continent. So right now we're in the US. We're looking to open up. We're doing some homework as to creating a Canadian branch. We're also doing some homework to get, we're busy finalising up on the Australian side. And we're busy trying to organise a UK side. So that means that what we're trying to do is get them all as registered charities in each one of those countries. And that does become a bit of a, in the short term, it does become a bit of a stressor, because we need to lay out some funds, and we need to follow rules and regulations and set the business up accordingly. This time around, though, we started off on the Australian, but didn't get very far with that. There's a couple of things that need to happen, but that will be sorted as we move on. So there you go. G'day, Jonesy. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. I've been looking, mate, I haven't made any comments, but I've been looking at some of your photos that you've been putting up, some of the video that you've been putting up, and it has been absolutely awesome to watch. So nice to have you on board. Nice to see some of your stuff, and I love what you're doing with your floors, mate. I think Mrs. Jonesy would be rather excited to have those nice polished floorboards. Just make sure they're not too slippery. So cheers to your floorboards. So that's a bit of a hit on the board. The good news is everything is trucking along nicely for all the other cruises. Bruce has got his Alaska cruise heading up. He's getting more and more people coming on board for that, and it's great to see. It's a pleasure, mate. Anytime. I was just watching, and it's looking awesome. So, anybody who hasn't had a look at Radio Jonesy's floorboards, you got to have a look at them. He pulled up the carpet, sanded the floorboards, and made them look good. The house is almost, 70, 80 years old? Is that right, Jonesy? Somewhere around there. Yes, so Bruce is busy organising his Alaska cruise, which is going well. That's going out in June. I'll play a video on that a little later on. But more importantly, it's going out of Seattle and headed up towards Alaska. It's one of our bucket list cruises that we would love to go on. Built in 1934. Thanks for that, Jonesy. Man, that's almost 100 odd years old. Yeah, because we're only in 24, so that's 90 years. So that's awesome. Magic. That house is older than you and me, mate. Anyway, yes, so that cruise is going out of going out of Seattle and will be on the Norwegian Encore. And then, obviously, for the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, we're going on the Norwegian Joy, and that's in November. Now, give you a heads up on what's going on with all of those. Basically, we are looking for some sponsorship. It looks like we could be having some exciting stuff happening, but we're looking for some sponsorship for the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. Reason being, we're trying to sell out 200 cabins. Right now, we've sold out 60, and we are looking to grow that. We've got 140 odd put aside. We want to try and see if we can sell out the cruise altogether, which will be amazing, because then what that means is that the next time we go ahead and look for a cruise, we might even go and charter the ship, see if we can get all the numbers on for that. So that's going to be an exciting adventure if we can do it. And basically, Norwegian Cruise Lines have come on board with us in a big way. They have bent over backwards to try and get our business, and we're trying to see whether or not we can get Norwegian to accept Helping Hands the way Carnival does a special on St. Jude's. Because, St. Jude make a screaming fortune out of Carnival. We're hoping that Norwegian can take that on board and do the same for us if that works. If it works, well and good. If not, we understand. But at the end of the day, they're putting themselves out in order to accommodate us. And we're asking for some things that are not normal. So right now, we're having an exciting time with them. So there we go. Okay, I better do this, because if I don't, Bruce is going to stomp all over me. So, guys, let's have a look at young Mr. Bruce's cruise.
Have you been dreaming of an Alaskan cruise? Or maybe you've taken one before and you just can't wait to go again. If so, the Helping Hands for Cruising Group Cruise is just the cruise for you. June 15th through June 22nd, 2025, you will set sail on the magnificent Norwegian Encore. This amazing group cruise will take you to Juneau, Skagway, a majestic cruise through Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, a stop in Victoria, British Columbia before arriving back in Seattle. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com today to find out how you can be a part of this fantastic group cruise to Alaska. This is one you definitely don't want to miss.
Yeah, I believe current news is that in Skagway right now, they're looking at, I believe it's Skagway, they're looking to, or is it Juneau, I'm not sure, they're looking to build a third terminal. So if they're going to build a third terminal, it's going to be built a little bit away from the current docking points. So with it being pushed out there, it's going to be it's going to allow for three huge ships to come on in and flood the town, bring them heaps of cash, and that keeps them sustained. I mean, without the Alaska cruising time, those towns really do struggle. So there we go. There's some exciting stuff happening there with, I think it's Skagway. I do believe it's Skagway. I could be wrong. But at any rate, things are happening. We're getting our, they're getting their feathers ruffled in a good way. Getting new people, new cruisers in there. That'll be awesome. Next on board, we just want to give you guys a bit of a heads up. If you're listening in the background and don't want to get involved in the chat, that's fine. But if you are a creator that is interested in running a cruise with Helping Hands, do us a favor. Just put together a 2 to 5 minute video. Tell us why you want to host a cruise, and the board will look at it and then decide whether or not they will accept it or whether they won't. Currently, more often than not, we are accepting cruises, so it's actually going to be beneficial. We want to get as many people on board a cruise ship as possible. So a recipient for the cruise, and what got the thing that got Roxy on board the cruise is A, she's never cruised in her life. B, it's been a difficult run for her. She has had a difficult run with finances and so forth, so life wasn't meant to be easy. And that's predominantly the guidelines that we look for. Person who is strapped, as in financially, they've had a hard life, they've never had the opportunity to go on a cruise, they are somebody who's been disabled and hasn't had the opportunity to get a vacation of a lifetime, or even if they were the carer. So, for example, you have kid there in the household who is, I'll just use an example, they are severely disabled, and you have been the carer of that person. You just have not had any respite at all. Here we go. We're going to put you on a cruise so that you can get that respite. Now, the way to nominate somebody who deserves it, simply do what all the other nominees have done, or nominators have done, is they've put a 2 to 5 minute video up, gone to the website, that's Helping Hands, the number 4, cruising.org, and looked in there and just dropped the video onto the in the website, or sent it to the email address that's there, and it will find its way to the board. The board will then assess it and decide whether or not the person is worthy or not of a cruise. More often than not, if they fit all the criteria, and more often than not, the videos that have been put up have been very, very close to the criteria requirements, they've been accepted. So, key thing that we're looking at here is getting people on board, getting as many people on board. We even want to do that down under as well. So see how that goes. Jonesy, that does sound like a great idea, and let's get it done. Let's get it done. Who do you know that deserves a cruise? I don't care where they come from, whether they're military or they're industrial or whatever. Who cares? If they've had a hard time of life, let's get them on board. And Roxy right now is the proof of the pudding. So there we go. So let's get as many people on board a cruise ship as we possibly can. All right, I've got to do this one right now because you know what? If I don't, Scott's going to... Okay, all right, I'll get it done. All right, give me a break. Seriously? Oh, my goodness me. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be an amazing cruise. I know that we're going to have an absolute ball on there. We're going to be meeting up with the likes of Jimmy from the Astute Tourist. We're meeting up with hopefully Ryan Donahue will be on board. We'll have Dewey will be on board. We will have both Ross and his lovely wife Donna. We'll have Cindy and Bruce. We'll have Scott from Controversial Cruising. We'll have Mike and Rihanna from Shake Van Shake from Canada. And the list goes on and on. We've got, as I said, 60 cabins fully booked and paid for, and we've got another 140 odd to actually sell off. Another 80 odd to sell off. So come on, folks, let's bring as many people as we can. We will have some special guests. Those I will not tell you who they are. There will be surprise guests because they will be. And there we go. So, having said that, let me say this: it will be a ball. I can tell you quite honestly, there is no way known in hell you're going to catch me on the drop water slide. No. The truth of the matter is, you don't want to see a beached whale in there. And I can tell you, NCL do not want to spend the time trying to get me out of the. Well, I'm kind of like claustrophobic, and I'm kind of like scared of heights. And if I get in the middle there, who's going to actually? Yeah, no. Well, Ilana's going to have a real big giggle if I do actually make it all the way through. Because the first time I went on one of these things was on the Carnival Horizon, and when I got to the end, she reckons my legs were all the way up in the air, and actually there is some funny footage. I believe she took some. There we go. Anyway, you know what? It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Jonesy is saying it don't look like fun. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. But what we are going to be having is the Formula One or the F125. That's going to be absolutely amazing because we will be having our inaugural national Formula One race, which beats any other Formula One that you can find. So there you go. Yeah, I know you were referring to the slide. I know you were, but the key thing is watching me at the end is even more hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, Jonesy, why don't you go on that slide? Yeah, right. Anyway, the food will be absolutely incredible as we are. I mean, you know what the best news is this. You come up to the cruise, and this is one of the things that Roxy's going to be learning over this cruise. You come up to the cruise, you get on board the ship. Yeah, Jonesy slapped me with a dirty big fat nope. Yeah, no, we're not going to catch him on that slide at all. You come up to the cruise, you go into your cabin, you unpack your case, and that's it. Your time then is your own. Go and do whatever it is you want to do. You know, if it's sitting out on the deck there, watching the world go by, checking out your fellow cruisers, drinking, eating, whatever it is, you just do. You just have fun. You just watch the world go by. If you want to partake in some of the activities, go ahead. If you don't, have a snooze. Do whatever you like. But the good news is you are being pampered. People are feeding you. People are taking care of you. The downside is when the cruise comes back into the port and you have to disembark, I can tell you 100%, you will not see, unfortunately, you won't be able to have breakfast. Well, you can have breakfast in bed provided you get up and make it. But you can't put the order out the door so that you can have service in your room. That's the sad part. You can't say, hey, Roger, can you get me a coffee, please? You've got to go and do it yourself. So there we go. It is what it is. Jonesy, you've currently got about 5 channels. So which other channel are you referring to, mate? Radio Jonesy on tour, Barefoot Tassie. Which one is it, mate? Cruiser's Life, whichever. Let us know which the 20. This one, yeah, Radio Jonesy. Yeah, I've seen this one. It's the easy one. You've got Radio Jonesy on tour, which is basically your radio station, I believe. And then you've got this one, which is just your general chit chat, I believe. I think that's the way you've set it up. Anyway, well, folks, what can I say? I'm only wishing Roxy the best of fun. I'm not sure of all the activities, but I know that Amy will certainly be doing trivia, and she'll be dragging Michael Ann, and I believe Roxy as well. Don't know about Sharon and Gary. I think they'd be spending too much time either snoozing or out on the boardwalk, having fun and just enjoying the sun. So there we go. Lots of fun. Okay, that's right. Thank you, Jonesy. See, I do keep my eye on you, mate. I know exactly what you're doing. Well, almost. Not everything. Okay, so yeah. So I don't know much about the Carnival Breeze, but I do know that it is another one of those great Carnival ships. I believe it is a Vista-sized or Vista-class ship. And people are having lots of fun on it. It's been doing the Galveston Caribbean run for ages. So, they will continue to do so. And looks like people will be having loads and loads and loads of fun. As the US cools down and Australia warms up, we're kind of hinting to some of the Americans to come on down for our Christmas, New Year period, if you can, because, folks, you ain't seen an Aussie Christmas or an Aussie New Year unless you've actually been down here. And I can tell you, we have an absolute ball. It's warm. We have barbies. We have barbecues, that is. Barbecues, we're in shorts. We're in swimwear. We might have a drink or two and then go race into the water, have a good old swim, come back out, eat a steak, and maybe have another drink or two, and then go and hit the pool again or the ocean again and have another swim. That's Christmas Day, and that's New Year's Day. Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, as many people as possible go and head around to Sydney Harbour to try and watch the Sydney to Hobart yacht race start. That's an ocean-going race, and it's kind of like the America's Cup, which is no longer the America's Cup because after 120 years, the America's Cup has been won by the Aussies and then the Kiwis and then whomever else has won it. So there we go. Jonesy is saying that Christmas at the beach is awesome. And also, yes, on Boxing Day, we do have the start of the Boxing Day cricket test. And for those of you across the pond, not across the ditch, because those across the ditch would have as much fun as us across the pond, as this side of the ditch. But those of you that are across the pond, cricket certainly leaves baseball for dead. Yeah, it's almost like a game of chess, almost. But we'll have a bucket load of fun doing it. Anyway, folks, I'm going to call it quits right now. Tomorrow, the Down Under cruises will be coming up, talking about cruising again, what's going on in the world of cruising and Aussie cruising. Hopefully we may have a guest with us on board. Maybe we won't, but we're hoping we do. So at the end of the day, folks, you have a pleasant evening or a pleasant day, depending on where you are. And please, 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 be kind to each other, will you? Have a great day and take care. We'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? And floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be an ocean that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands